Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Mathani, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sunday.
That's me.
And the stupefying Tony O.
Morning, boys. I'm not sure what I've done to stupefy anyone. Is there?
Your very existence is just stunning.
Okay. I'll take that, I think. It's one of your better ones for me. But,
honestly, I think I'm just tired from the time change.
yeah, or you're just running out of words. It's one of the two. But, yeah, it's not great, is it? I'm exhausted this morning. Yeah, I hate this time of year. But
You hate this time of year.
Well,
Man, you gotta love this time of year. Winter's gonna come to an end. You get more daylight end of the day. Days feel longer.
Yeah,
Come on,
but I
man.
lose-
That's the
I
best.
lose an hour of
What
sleep,
you
man.
mean? What you mean? Winter's coming to an end? No one's told the weather outside that.
I don't even want to look out the window, and I'm now getting scared. What you're talking about? But
It's fucking cold today, man.
I don't even want to step outside now.
I just assume it's cold till June. Yeah, so.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all good.
proper for Canada. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I've seen the forecast. It's not great. Snow. Would you believe it?
Fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah.
Happy spring, everyone. And speaking of cold, Liverpool. All those Liverpool fans were texting me last week. What happened? You stopped replying. What happened? Bournemouth
Oh,
1,
they win.
Liverpool 0. They're back, baby.
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of complaints last week about us going easy on you, which, in fairness, we did lose a whole recording in the morning where we went into morning.
thanks
Yeah,
to
that's-
some.
that-
What do you mean go
that's
easy on me? I was
unfortunate, yeah.
fucking miserable.
Well, you were miserable without us anyway. Yeah, I think because you were miserable, we didn't want to rub it in twice, which,
Yeah.
maybe that was, yeah.
But
a
you
bit
did rub it
generous.
in twice.
We did. Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
Um,
It was
yeah,
it was felt good. It felt good, but I'm totally on board of this. Here we are thinking Liverpool. They're on the train to the top four. They're looking really good form, and then you beat United 7-0. Then you go to Bournemouth and you lose 1-0, and you miss a penalty, and like you get overrun in midfield of it. Like
Describing that penalty that Salah took as a miss is very generous to Mo Salah, because that was something else.
commentator didn't know what to say. It's like, because he was prepared for Salah scoring. When he saw the keeper go the wrong way, he was like, it's just, still rising. Yeah, it's very unlike him. He's they're just, to be fair, I think it was a penalty, but it's unfortunate the way it was conceded.
It's one of those where it's like, I don't know how he's supposed to get his arm out the way. I forget who the defender was. Adam Smith, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know how he's supposed to get his arm out of the way, because Jota's so close to him when he heads it. But his arm is pretty high up, and the ball is probably going on target for a shot. So, no, I've no complaints about that being given as a penalty. I just do feel bad for the defender in that scenario.
Well, got away with it. Liverpool generally.
Ball don't lie.
Back to being rubbish. You look at their lineup. Bajcetic, by all means, we've heard he's got potential. Sure, great. Harvey Elliott got potential. Yeah. That's not the kind of midfield you want to be playing you want to be using in the running if you're chasing Champions League football.
I think all their players might have collectively used up their good games against us.
Fair enough. Henderson was on the bench for this one. It's kind of it for. Arthur Melo is on the bench. He's still there.
no
Wow.
way he is there. Whoa, that's wild.
He's still there. Didn't get on the
You know-
pitch.
I have to ask, like, do you think Van Dijk's ever gonna get back to his top form that he was before his bad injury? Do you think he's ever gonna get back there? Because he looked
No,
awful
of course
this
not.
game.
Of
Awful.
course not. You can't expect him to get back at this point. I think he will be. he almost looked like he gave up on that. Like he just
On that
accepted.
goal, right?
Yeah, it looked like he just
He
accepted
stopped
being
running.
beaten. Yeah, it was a weird one. And no one tracked Billing, who's
He's been watching Trent for too long.
yeah.
Oh, who's there? I was gonna compare him to was Eric Carlson from the NHL. You see how he used to be like an absolute
Oh, yeah.
dominant, and then you
Oh,
see him,
yeah.
he's so slow now. Yeah,
But to be fair, Eric Carlson's having a renaissance season this year.
he is. He's having good points. But Liverpool, on the other hand,
We're leaving Tony out by
yeah.
chatting
Sorry,
about
Tony.
that.
Sorry, that was a
We'll
little
do this
side
on the
chat.
side
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, let's just
Don't worry.
grab a drink of water. Appreciate the break, lads.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, yeah, I think, look, I still think Van Dijk's the best center back in the league. I just think he's not at that level where you could leave him on an island like he was before his injury and he'd just deal with it. I think he's lost acceleration. He also gave an interview recently where he spoke about his mental, physical exhaustion. When you think about the fact that straight after his injury, he played like 60 games or something like that, which in a way is a credit to him. That because normally when you're coming back from that kind of ACL injury, usually it takes a while for you to be able to continue playing. You pick up a hamstring injury here, groin injury there, but yeah. Anyway, in general, Liverpool are just a mess. You'd never know which team's gonna show up. 1 week, Cody Gakpo looks amazing. Next week, he looks like Bambi on ice. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure
Just a weird team this year, Liverpool.
Yeah. It's they need reinforcements badly.
Desperately, especially in centre mid.
yeah. I mean, even with the loss, you can't completely. I mean, you can't count them out of their top four challenges. They're not that far back, but it's just the inconsistency must be extremely frustrating for Liverpool fans. But for us, just keep it coming. Let's go. Yeah, keep it rolling.
I mean,
looking at the
for
league table.
Bournemouth,
Just look at the league
Bournemouth.
table. Sorry.
they've managed to get off the bottom with that win and results elsewhere. They're up to 18th now. They're tied on points with West Ham and Leicester, who are 17th and 16th respectively. It's tight down there. Their goal difference is obviously not great, but it keeps swinging back and forth wildly in the relegation fight, and I, for one, am all for it.
Yeah, that goal difference is like minus 26. That's almost like a point right there. Pretty much.
It's like a negative 0.5 for them.
But yeah, relegation battle is there's the good 9 teams involved in that right now, so it's spicy, and I am all for it.
You guys remember we predicted to go down? I feel like Bournemouth and Southampton were one.
Bournemouth for sure,
Southampton.
Across the
I
board.
think some of us must have predicted Forest.
I did. I had Forest.
I don't know that I had Forest. I think I had Everton, but I'm not sure now. Yeah,
I'm sure that's easy to check back on, but I know Bournemouth was unanimous for sure across the board.
yeah, pretty sure Southampton was as well. But yeah, lots of teams not safe.
It's certainly spicy down there, but yeah. Were you about to do my transition for me for the next game? All right. Speaking of teams that aren't safe, Southampton picked up a point away to Man United in a game where the bigger... it was for a 0-0. Like, if you're going to play a 0-0, this is the kind of 0-0 you want to play. But the bigger talking point is Casemiro getting sent off around the half-hour mark, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Now, I think he's unlucky to get a red card. His foot does come in high on the ball, but rolls off the ball, catches Alcaraz in the shin. I don't generally have an issue with getting a red for that. it seemed unintentional. I don't think he intended to hurt Alcaraz. He was pretty distraught on the pitch, Casemiro, after he got sent off. But my concern with it is just the inconsistency from game to game, because I don't know if we'll talk about it during the Chelsea game review, but Ricardo Pereira put in a much worse challenge on João Felix the day before and didn't even get a yellow. Nothing. And then that happens to us and Casemiro gets a red. I just, like, the consistency across games is maddening, but I know that asking for consistency in Premier League refereeing is also just screaming into the void at this point. So, yeah, I rest my Casemiro. That was a bad one. That was pretty bad, even by my standards.
I was trying to think, where are you going with that pun?
Because Case is spelt like case.
Yeah.
No,
I'm on 1 hour. I know
damn.
I'm on 1 hour less of sleep. I expect better from myself. I apologize to you. I
I
apologize to
don't.
anyone
I
listening.
don't expect better from you, but okay.
Wow.
I don't want to spend too much time on the red card, but I get it. Like if you're going and jumping and you're like that, and you're putting your studs up from the ground in any way, like you're giving yourself, you're risking it, and that's on Casemiro. I just thought, you know what, it's a very unlucky red card, like you said, because if his foot doesn't bounce off the ball, we're literally never mentioning this challenge. Like, we're not even thinking about it, right? And he barely, like, he made contact, but it was barely contact, so the player was okay. But I get it. You know what? It's a red card. I get it.
Yeah,
he
made decent contact, mate. But look, I think it's an easy one. When you're over the ball and you catch the shin, it's generally supposed to be a red because you're out of control. Andre Marina, I think, was a VAR official for this one, as he was for the Chelsea game. Like you said, there were a couple of calls in that game that he might have gotten some flack for. So he was probably on alert for this game, which is unfortunate because you want consistency. But my favorite part of this game was Anthony going up to Casemiro and saying, "I will win this game for you. Don't worry, mate. I will win this game for you." Spoiler alert, he did not win this game for Man United. In fact, I think he was subbed off 10 minutes later. Anthony, mate, if you're listening, you are not that guy.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
That is a blatantly incorrect statement.
Oh, so he did win? Oh, you're talking about subbed off?
It was the subbed off. Yeah, Weghorst was subbed off for McTominay.
When was Anthony subbed off? Like later?
70th minute.
Okay, so he had time to win it and he couldn't. So yeah, good on you, mate. Anthony, you are not that guy.
I'm sure he's listening to you, Tony.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's listening to you.
I'm looking at the United lineup, and just as you had Rashford, you had Weghorst, you had Sancho, Fernandes, Anthony.
Oh, we played one central midfielder all game, and it contributed to the chaos. Like, Casemiro was our only centre mid for this game because we're like, it's Southampton. We're gonna go. Honestly, if it was 11v11, I think we would have smashed them because 10v11 it was pretty even. I think 11v11 we would have had it.
I'm just more wondering from the Liverpool game, Fred was dropped, and who else? Who else was dropped from that starting lineup? Because Sancho didn't play, right?
Dallo was dropped.
And Dallo
was dropped, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just, because we were talking about last week, and this is the week where, we may see a message or some changes, and I don't really think we saw.
Well, no, there was no message.
if you look at our Europa League game in midweek, he played the exact same starting lineup that he did against Liverpool. Essentially, the message is go out there and show that that's a one-off performance. Go make amends, and they played well in the Europa League game, 1-4-1. So I don't know. I'm not gonna bash any of the players who played and are a man down. And I mean, we had chances. So did Southampton, in fairness. Theo Walcott.
Oh my God.
Is rubbish. He is so bad at football at this moment in time that it's unbelievable. Like, the one thing he was good at was he could run fast, and he can't even do that anymore. The biggest chance that Southampton had was when he was in behind, 1-on-1. I was watching with my Southampton supporting buddy Addison. And He was on his feet, and then he saw there was Walcott in behind, and he sat back down.
You know, it wasn't even his pace as much, but it was just his. I think it's his second touch that just takes us so far away out wide that screws his finish. If he just kept it more central.
No, I think he has. I think he has to go across. I think it's Varane that's recovering. He has to go across. Or is it Martinez? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was Martinez, I think.
Yeah, he has to go across the defender there.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Martinez is recovering from like 20 meters behind Walcott is a damning indictment of where Walcott's pace is now.
I don't know that that's a pace issue. I don't think it matters at that point because.
Well, then it's a skill issue.
Well, yeah,
and that's something that I don't think. I think it's a bit of both, but I don't know. Walcott never really been a big fan of his, and that just justified. I was shocked that they left him on the pitch as long as they did.
Well, he's the only one that gives them threat in behind, like I said.
No, there's no point of threat in behind if he's not a threat.
Didn't he almost...
He can run in behind all... He's not a threat.
So you leave who on? Shea Adams?
I would have taken Walcott off when Adams came off. They took off, I forget who was playing left wing for them. I'm blanking on his name. Suleimana. Leave him on instead.
I don't think you realize that their team sucks. Because you look at the rest of their bench.
I know that their team sucks, but I'm saying Walcott is the worst of them.
I don't know. I don't think you've been watching, mate.
I
don't think there's any attacker on that team.
I watched that game yesterday, and I'll tell you, man, Walcott is the worst of them.
I'm with Tony in this, but I'm surprised that you haven't mentioned the absolute blatant handball.
I was.
You're getting to it. Okay.
The fact that there wasn't a VAR review on the Bella Kotchap handball, like I haven't seen like a replay.
There was a VAR review.
It
just didn't go in your favor. Yeah, there was. It just didn't go in your favor.
Oh, they did review.
It was a very quick one. If there was interesting.
Yeah.
But sure.
I'm sorry. That's
fine.
A clear as day handball right there.
Sure.
Clear as day.
That's fine.
Yeah. Damn.
Tony, you got any of those hats lying around? Any of those tinfoil hats?
Yeah, I got plenty, mate.
He's got plenty for his followers, you know.
We're growing every week. Yeah. A whole rehaul is needed of the officials. They are genuinely rubbish. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's move on. Tommy's been itching to get to this. Leicester 1, Chelsea 3. We already mentioned the challenge on João Felix that should have also been a red. But Chelsea are scoring goals. They're winning games.
Hey, last week you said enjoy that one goal because that's your goal of the month. And the only goal is scoring. And look at these boys. They came out to prove us they're wrong.
You wrote that down.
Look at Tommy, right? He went to Stamford Bridge and he pinned it on the wall. He's like, this is what Sarah is saying. Go out there and shut this guy up. Yeah.
We've got three Premier League goals so far in March to choose from for our goal this season. So
we got four.
Oh, well, look at that. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, Tommy's starting to take goals away from Chelsea. He's swimming goals now.
And you know what? The Havertz one.
Felix hit the post again.
At this point, he's got to be the most unlucky. Like he could easily have had like 5 goals. We could be talking about how.
I was gonna say at this point it's bad finishing, but okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say unlucky. Because we could be talking about Felix with a super hot start to the season if these just are like an inch either direction. But
that's what I said.
Bad finishing. Okay, we can leave it at that. But I thought he's definitely looked good. Havertz has looked really good these past couple weeks, and especially in the Champions League where we got the win over Dortmund when he was instrumental in the.
Yeah, he was excellent.
He
was genuinely excellent.
Yeah.
Terrible penalty. I think that was lucky. I don't like that Chelsea get to encroach and the Dortmund players are just supposed to watch them encroach. but
It's
you know,
it's the
Havertz
bullshit.
does well
It's a
doing that
bullshit
one.
rule. I agree. But the ref followed by the rules, so he did what he had to do. There needs to be a rules change probably on that one. But yeah, no, I mean, I will say, one thing I will say about Potter is he, in all the trouble, that really bad spell that we had, I don't think he ever really blamed the players in his press conference. He was,
Oh,
what, say again?
Tommy, he, he's not. It's Graham Potter. I'm sorry. Who's he? If he starts blaming the players, he's trying to get sacked.
Yeah, but this is my
He
point.
doesn't
This is
have,
my point.
doesn't have the status.
This is my
in the
point. Is
game.
like he could have been like, so and so let us down, or this and that. But I'm just going by the press conference here. He didn't. He kept the blame to himself. He blamed injuries. He blamed a big squad, that sort of thing. And I kind of feel, I'm just, I could be way off base, but I feel like maybe the players been like, hey, listen, this guy is, taking the heat. He's not blaming us. And, maybe thinks, maybe they backed him a bit more now, or I don't know, maybe something's going on the training ground. But I feel like having that stance in the press conference where like he's backing his players, supporting, we're going to turn things around. Maybe they fed off that a little bit. Because our performances, I will say our performances the last couple of weeks been better. I wouldn't say this game.
I think there's a simple explanation.
Well,
for
we
that.
just ended up scoring. That's it.
No, he's just finally decided to play a back three, which everyone's been saying for months. Because since he switched to it, I think you've been winning. No,
Yeah, it's been a good change in system, and when you play Koulibaly in a back three, and when you play Kukureya as a wing back, that's their natural spots. You know what I mean? It's where they
Kukureya
or
played
like
left
in
center
a back in a back three, like they're naturally meant to play in those spots, right?
Yeah.
I think they just have people to cover for their
Well,
mistakes.
that's
exactly.
good. Yeah.
They're not good.
It's the same way how Maguire looks more confident in the back three.
You don't-
You have people to cover for you, but hey, it's Chelsea Havertz a little momentum.
Yeah,
now.
we're our
You're in really bad form this morning. Yeah.
That's a lot better than the first one. I think we've woken up. We've woken
well.
up.
Listen, we're just gonna glance over that one because it's pretty poor. But we're
Just like João Felix is
it'll
finishing.
improve. Listen, we're solidly
When he's back in Spain. Sure.
exactly right. You just got some training here. It's positive now. It's just and positive. We're in the Champions League quarterfinals now, and that's our make or break of our season right there. We're not getting out of this mid table, but it's nice to see performances improve. I don't think we were any good defensively, but it was really helped by Leicester being even more shit than us. Fai's red card. So I'm going to go out and say worst defender in the league. And Leicester just terrible defensively.
Yeah. Rubbish defense, rubbish goalkeeper. Yeah, sounds about right.
Leicester are really just they just have a lovely lineage of terrible centre backs, don't they?
Yeah.
Ever since they got that magical season out of Robert Huth and Wes Morgan, they're just like, this is the price we're going to pay now. We're going to have one shit centre back at all times.
Yeah, from Maguire to Soyuncu to now to Faiz. It's a string of terribleness. But anyways, should we go to the next game?
And you did briefly mention Danny Ward, and I don't know how he's still starting for them.
They don't have anyone else, do they?
Well, I do.
They're back.
They don't have anyone
Terrible.
else. Yeah, exactly. They should go down just for that. Honestly, like he's pointing on that Chilwell goal. He's pointing somewhere, forgetting to do his freaking job. It's like, save the ball, man. It's not that. Whatever. Yeah.
A decent strike from Chilwell, but like 19 out of 20 goalies in the league have that easy.
I wonder how many clean sheets does he have this season? I think he's kind of he's up there with a few compared to other keepers. Yeah,
he had a weird run just before the World Cup where he kept like 3 or 4 clean sheets in a row, and he was sitting on my fantasy bench the entire time. He's dirt cheap. I was just staring at him, being like, I don't trust this.
He's got 6 clean sheets, which puts him above a few keepers here and there, but yeah. Either way.
Yeah, he's 11th. Yeah.
All right. Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. Is this where I can tune out for a bit, go get a drink of water while Tony croons?
Yeah, not too much to say. I was actually pretty surprised at how poor Fulham were. I know they were missing.
I expected a lot. I expected a lot more from them, at least defensively, because they've been quite solid this season.
Yeah, the fullbacks, who have been a big strength of theirs, they really struggled on the day. Tete and Robinson. Robinson was lucky to get away with his own goal. VAR kind of overturned that. But Arsenal have generally been really good away from home, actually. We've been more serene away from home, other than that Villa game where we kind of lost our minds. I think we've only dropped points 3 times away from home this season and kept a lot of clean sheets on the road. So it's a big strength. I think Trossard's been the signing of the January window. Honestly, he's been transformed.
Disrespect to Wout Weghorst. I will not stand for it.
Yeah. He's kind of re-transformed our attack again, because he's helped us get Martinelli back. He's made the attack a lot more fluid. I mean, Eddie Nketiah did a really good job before he got injured, but it was a lot more static with him as a really solid focal point instead of the fluid focal point that we have now. So I enjoy these wins. We needed a win, a really calm win, not the madness of Forest, or was it Forest?
I think your blood pressure needed the calmness.
Yeah, well, their blood pressure needs the calmness too. You can't just dip into the emotional well every single week. You need to refill it at some point. So yeah, really nice win. Could have been 6. We started messing around at 2-0. I was actually getting pretty pissed off at that point until we made it 3. Hat-trick of assists for Trossard in the first half. I think the first player to ever do that away from home. All around. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant game.
They looked nice extremely confident.
Yeah, the fact that I have very little to say about this says how comfortable Arsenal were.
Yeah. More of that, please. More of that. Oh, we play, who we play next week? We play Crystal Palace at home next week. If we win that game...
Oh, man.
If we win that game,
we go... Palace can't put a shot on target, so you might win it.
Yeah, we might. If we win that game, we go 8 points clear of Man City going into the international break, because they don't play until after.
They've got an FA Cup game, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So, and I think their next game is actually Liverpool at home. Now, what Liverpool is going to turn up, who knows? But puts a bit of pressure on them.
I think the point split for Liverpool is that they're beyond shit away from home, but they're quite good at Anfield. So that puts a lot of pressure on City if that happens. And I mean, speaking of City, they actually did just play Palace. They won 1-0 thanks to an Erling Haaland penalty in the second half. But I mean, like I just said earlier, no shots on target in 3 games. You think you'd accidentally put one on target at some point, just a gentle, like, rolling shot into the keeper's hands or something like that.
Or like a goalie clearance that goes close to the net. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like a punt.
You get like a flick on or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone takes a crack from 40 yards. It doesn't have to be a good shot.
What just better time to do it against
something on target? That's, 3 full games.
What better time than to do it against Arsenal next week?
Embarrassing.
Anyone that's starting Jordan Ayew regularly with the talent
he
has available.
Thank you.
Vieira needs
someone else gets it.
He needs to answer some questions because he's struggling right now. I don't know what's going on there. Eze isn't getting enough games. He's one of their best players. It's a bit strange for me, but yeah. City struggled in this one, by the way.
Haaland missed a sitter too in this one. Another one.
That bounce.
Yeah.
He did, yeah. Alvarez missed a chance. Yeah, that penalty, which Gundogan won, I would say. He was very, very clever in the way he won it after Olise went to sleep. Yeah. It's the kind of win you get when you're experienced, at this time of season. Smart win for City, but Palace, they're not safe, eh? They're right in the thick of it. That relegation battle.
They've been pulled into it now.
Yeah.
Because they haven't won in their last 5 games. They've only picked up 3 points in those 5, and they're 3 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah, they're not safe.
If you look at their goal difference, like they've got a worse goal difference than West Ham, who are 17th.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Their goal difference isn't a weakness, though. It's more.
It's not. It's like middle of the road,
yeah.
kind of. But it's just pointing out that they're not.
They don't attack.
8 points between them and Aston Villa, who are in 11th. Like 8 points is a pretty sizable gap.
They're just one off being the worst attack in the league, and with the talent that they have at their disposal, that's pretty bad.
I don't know what's gone wrong, because we were praising Vieira last season for the free-flowing attacking football. Like, what's changed?
Well,
is the lack of Conor Gallagher doing that much?
To be fair, this always happens with Vieira. Everywhere he goes, he starts pretty well, and then he kind of fizzles out, I guess. I don't know if it's tactical. There's nothing special tactically that he's doing, right? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of, they don't press high. They don't play in the mid block. I'm not quite sure what their style of play is. It's supposed to be counter-attacking, I guess. But yeah, it's concerning.
And worst of all, it's
boring.
Jordan fucking Ayew.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think he'd get a shot on target.
Useless
of all people. Yeah.
No, he's probably blocking every single shot of theirs that does go on target. He's bad at football. Let's move on. Spurs 3, Forest 1. I mean, Andre Ayew didn't do much better because he missed a penalty late on in this one.
Yep.
But comfortable win for Spurs. Kind of blew Forest out of the water early on. Would have been earlier, but Richarlison, after he and Conte went back and forth in press conferences this week, scored his first Premier League goal for Spurs and took off his shirt to celebrate. And then it was offside. An exact sequence that had already happened once before this season.
At least he had the sense to not take off his shirt.
No,
but, yeah,
he not this one.
Oh, did he not? I thought he took off his shirt again.
No, he didn't do it twice.
Disappointing.
But yeah, he's having that.
He had a couple of assists this game. Yeah, he was good.
That was a funny thing.
I thought he was Spurs' best player this game.
Did he have? Oh,
he was fired up for it.
Winning penalties.
He earned the penalty. I give it to him, and he set up Son for his Son's goal. Yeah, I think he had a good outing. I'd say. I thought he was pretty decent for Spurs.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, no.
He was decent. It's just hilarious. I too agree with Antonio Conte and Richarlison's assessment that he's having a shit season.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think word for word. Yeah, I think that's what we said.
Yeah. Anyway, Tottenham. Anything else to say about them?
I mean, the Conte stuff is starting to become a bit of a farce right now. Like, he's trying so hard to get fired. He's saying all this shit in the press. Like, the man just wants his payout.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back.
At least he's back.
And you know what? Kane's got 2 goals. He's now at the 20 in the league, which we would probably be talking about a bit more if it wasn't for Haaland. But yeah, he's still flowing with goals. So it'd be interesting to see if he's still at Spurs next season or not. You hope he stays.
I hope he stays there, man. I really do. Yeah. Well, he should spend his entire career winning nothing like an idiot. He should stay there. Yeah. Don't know what he's still doing there. It's like, come on. You're better than that. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's just, maybe he's just
It's in the blood, yeah. I mean, that's it.
Anyway,
Oh, wait, you know what? like what do you guys think?
They
I
win a
heard
game and
some
we still
rumors.
shit on them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
They
that's
crushed out of the
right.
Champions
They
League,
did. They
right?
lost
So
them. What do you? I've been
yeah.
hearing, reading some stuff about potentially Spurs looking to replace Lloris with Pickford next season. I hope it happens. That's just
Oh,
the
I
most
hope that happens
Spurs
too.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's terrible signing. Why
I
do
will.
people keep thinking that Pickford
I just want to
is
see
good?
it. Yeah.
England's
I don't
number one.
understand it.
England's number one. Yeah.
He's at best the third goalie for England. Like he should at best be the third goalie for England behind Ramsdale and Pope.
Yep. But yeah, I hope it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pickford gets his big move.
Spurs. Listen to me. Come, sit down.
No,
Do you want to have a chat? Is
don't.
this a cry for help?
Don't listen to his.
Like I'm here. Come sit down with me. Talk to me. You're the only other Big Six team. Nah, I do hate you, but I don't hate you as much as the rest of the Big Six teams.
There's a reason for that.
Have a talk. Come chat with me. My DMs are open. My door is open. Speaking of Big Six, might be Big Seven soon. Newcastle beat Wolves 2-1. Got back to winning ways in the league. Goals for Isak and Almiron in this one. And maybe kickstart their top 4 challenge again, which has been flagging a little bit since the January transfer window ended.
Yeah, the goal they conceded was bizarre. Newcastle, just
Yeah.
terrible from Trippier and what's his name, Nick Pope. I don't know what they're doing there. Well, I think it's mostly on Trippier. He should just leave it.
Well, he
Clears it right into
completely
Blank's
he
path.
completely slips. Yeah.
Odd.
Strange one.
He slips. Yeah.
Do I get a fantasy
You're
assist
lucky you
for
still
it?
get the own goal for it.
If you want it.
I would love it.
Yeah, I know. He did get an assist though in this game, so he made up for it. Yeah. Yeah.
It did for Isak, yeah. Really nice free kick. Good header by Isak. Yeah, Newcastle were the better team. Almiron came off the bench with a point to prove.
Yeah,
And
they
this
were
is
on
their
the bad
first win in
streak.
5
Yeah.
or something like that. They've been struggling. Yeah, they've been struggling.
Yeah, that is their first win in 5.
Yeah, they've been struggling, so they really needed this. With Liverpool starting to breathe down their necks, and they're what? Yeah, they're actually still in a good position to make top 4.
Yeah.
Looking at
Yeah,
the table,
they have a couple of games in hand on Spurs. They're 4 points behind them. They have a game in hand on Liverpool. They're 2 points ahead of them. So if this is like them fixing their form now, then they're still in a good spot.
Yeah, they might have a bit of a tricky. Nah, actually, their run is not that bad. So, yeah, they do have that playoff against Tottenham, so that would be interesting. But
Tottenham in a big game. We know how that goes.
Still shitting on Spurs. I love it. Yeah.
Another big result was Everton beating Brentford 1-0 at Goodison Park. Dwight McNeil, within I think the first 5 minutes or so, within just a lovely finish for the goal, and big win for Sean Dyche's boys. They are up to 15th in the table, 25. I mean, only 1 point above the relegation zone, but they do have 7 points from their last 5 games, which at that end of the table,
It's funny because
not a bad haul
it's
at all.
we were saying last week how we were like, boy, that one win over Arsenal was really flattering Sean Dyche and Everton, and then next week happens and look, they beat Brentford, who Brentford actually away from home. I may be wrong, but I thought they've been pretty good away from home this season.
I'm going to be honest, Tommy. Were we saying that last week?
Oh yeah,
or
maybe
was
lost.
that bit of the recording lost to the ether?
That famous lost recording. Yeah.
It
But
was
Brentford
absolutely
away from
lost,
home
yeah,
have been a decent
100%.
side. So Everton winning this game is definitely a pretty big upset. But they outran them. I thought Iwobi was pretty good. Onana has always looked solid for Everton whenever I've seen them.
Iwobi is quietly having a very good season.
7 assists.
Even when Lampard was there,
Yeah.
he was probably Everton's best player up there with Onana.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
7
return.
assists this
And-
season, which is decent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dwight McNeil scored in the first minute of this game.
It was in the first minute.
Yeah, I think so. It was another fast start.
Look, I'm just saying Sean Dyche's wins come when his Burnley boys scores. Tarkowski against Arsenal, Dwight McNeil yesterday, or day before yesterday. So,
Score first, park the bus. That's the Burnley way, right? So, yeah.
I hope Dyche keeps him up. I like him. The other scores from around the league. Leeds drawing 2-2 with Brighton. I believe Jack Harrison scored at either end in this one.
Yeah.
Always fun.
He had a nice goal.
Yeah, that was a strange
had
one.
nice
He,
own
he
goal.
used the wrong foot or something on that own goal. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then West Ham drew 1-1 with Aston Villa, keeping themselves out of the relegation zone for now, and putting Bournemouth back in. So, yeah, honestly, a decent weekend. Oh, I will say that I think Ollie Watkins scored yet again.
He's in fine
he's in-
form.
Yeah, I was going to say he
Ridiculous
did
form
score,
right
but he
now.
also
should've
like
scored another
should have
one,
scored more.
actually.
He's missed his fair share. Also, West Ham decided we're going to drop Fabianski and see how things go from there, and no change. So I don't think it's the goal.
I mean, they picked up a point, so maybe they were right to drop.
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
Fabianski's
no
been
change?
making
Ariella
good
made a
saves
good
as well.
save on
It's not a
Watkins.
goalkeeping
It's
issue,
just-
if that's what David Moyes thinks. It's far from that. They need to sort out their goal scoring. Yeah.
Tommy,
Was he injured?
Fabianski's
He's
I don't
injured,
know.
no?
I
Isn't
he
he
played
injured?
last week, so I
Or
feel like
was he just dropped?
I mean, it might be an injury, but yeah, I'm not sure. Is he injured? Okay.
players
He's
can't
injured.
get injured between games,
Wow,
Tommy.
damn.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fractured
Jesus.
cheekbone and eye socket. So don't worry. your Polish
Good to know.
counterpart
Good to
will
know.
be
Wait, when did that happen?
I'm not sure.
Don't worry, Tommy. He's
I don't even
rubbish
remember.
anyway.
I don't remember the challenge or something like that happened. All right
2
then.
weeks ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, during their win against Forest. So you've not been paying attention, my friend. Yeah.
I mean, he's
So much
retired
for
from
all
Polish
that love for
national
the
team,
Polish
so
national team. Doesn't even know when their keeper gets hurt. And then that's probably it's a good thing for Poland, really.
Kivior had a disastrous debut, by the way. He was shocking for us against Sporting. One to watch. I won't be surprised if he doesn't play again this season. Yeah.
I mean, generally just good games across the Premier League this weekend. Just not a particularly bad one to watch. I guess
And
unless
and
you're
Liverpool.
a fan of Crystal Palace. But if you're looking for analysis of that was great to watch. If you're looking for analysis of them, one place you wouldn't be able to get that is Match of the Day, because the BBC decided that they wanted to tussle with Gary Lineker over a tweet Lineker made criticizing how the government was treating refugees and the language that the government used when talking about refugees. The BBC apparently asked him to take the tweet down
And apologize.
and apologize.
Yep.
Lineker said, "No, I have a right to express my opinion." And I mean, Lineker, who's more left-leaning, and the BBC, which is run by, I would say right-leaning, but that's not far-leaning enough for what their current head is. The BBC took offense to that and pulled Lineker from Match of the Day, and the dominoes started to fall. Every single presenter that has ever been on Match of the Day in the last 10 years, pretty much, ruled themselves out from hosting duties or analysis duties. You had commentators for games saying, we won't be doing the Match of the Day commentary this week. You had clubs saying we're not going to be giving the BBC any post-game interviews this week. It doesn't seem right considering the situation. And the BBC has just, in spectacular fashion, fumbled this.
Yeah, the BBC have been puppets for the government for a while now. This whole idea that media is supposed to be independent of any party doesn't seem to apply in the UK. Should I be saying allegedly for all this? Yeah, whatever.
I think allegedly. Yeah, we'll toss it allegedly in there.
Yeah.
Cover our tracks in case someone from the BBC is listening to this.
Yeah, but it's pretty well known that they're pawns for the government. They use them to get their message out, drive narratives. There's a whole political debate about what's going on in the UK right now as far as the... let's talk about as far as their... I'm trying to choose my language carefully here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, as far as their views on how refugees should be dealt with. The whole incident surrounding... Because there was a conversation, I think I posted it into the chat with John Barnes. He was having a political debate. He generally has a lot of good things to say. I think a lot of the issues is that there's not enough diversity in the places that matter in the UK. And unfortunately, it means that they don't see everybody the same way, which is what Lineker was trying to point out, because when he made a political statement ahead of the Qatar World Cup, nobody said anything. BBC were fine with that. It aligned with their views. Suddenly, he's making another claim as far as the UK is concerned, and it's like, whoa. You're a football pundit. Stay out of politics, mate. It's like, first of all, he doesn't work for the BBC. He's an independent contractor, right? Like, he made sure of that, and gives him freedom to say what he likes.
He has
I believe it's been reinstated, right, Tommy?
He has.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that didn't end well for the BBC. They just look really stupid. I'm glad there was solidarity across the board, because I think it's really important to, defend your rights to free speech, because that old debacle was nonsense.
I mean, we ended up getting Ian Wright and Alan Shearer on the Fubo TV thing. So I was just like, they were there on the Sunday, and I was like, oh, this is...
that's why they were there.
I mean, you get Wright sometimes, but I don't think I'd seen Shearer on it before. I was like, I'm not opposed to this.
Yeah, football coverage actually sucks in the UK, which is a whole separate...
terrible.
Yeah, it's a separate...
It's shocking that Canada gets better Premier League coverage than the UK.
I
think TV blackouts and...
I think every country...
I mean, like, everywhere else gets better coverage than the UK. Like, having stuff not just being on one channel and having these TV blackouts in the UK where people can't actually see the games. Like, United versus Southampton was not on TV.
Nope.
It's ridiculous that fans who aren't in the stadium don't have the option to watch it at home or at a pub or something like that without going to illegal streams. And then they wonder why people go and do that.
And to cap it all off, they have crazy high ticket prices. It's... Yeah. If I had
can of worms, we would need more time to really delve into that.
Exactly.
Maybe we should do that next week or something.
Yeah.
But the other thing we want to chat about,
UEFA
Tommy.
Lona.
Drogba knew it.
Have been up to some nonsense again.
He was right.
We were talking about criminal.
He tried to tell us.
It's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah. He tried to tell us. I listened, Didier. You look at all the decisions, it makes you wonder. Champions League final in 2006, they score a couple of offside goals against us. Wasn't called. Van Persie gets sent off for striking the ball afterwards.
I think officially
so many decisions.
What's happened is they are under investigation for payments made to the former vice president of the Spanish or La Liga's refereeing committee. I don't think there's anything with ties with UEFA, but I'm not like I would not be surprised if there is something that hasn't been discovered yet. We know exactly,
Yeah.
but this
We know.
yeah. This
We
one
know.
just involves,
watching you,
La
Barcelona.
Liga's former vice president of reffing, and they made, I guess, they received like $7 million from Barcelona between 2000 and maybe 2018. I'm sure there's probably more money involved there, but now I think the latest news is that Real Madrid is looking at pressing charges also. So this is going to get very interesting. And I wonder if this will be something that will be settled relatively quickly, or if this is going to be dragged out. And I would love to see, it'd be hilarious because Barca right now we're leading La Liga. If they were to get a points deduction this season, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would love to see it.
Do they even have the money to pay a fine? But
they'll sell off. They'll sell off another bit of media rights.
There is nothing left to sell. There's nothing left to sell. They sold off their stadium name rights. They've sold off.
They banked on progressing out of the Champions League group stage, which they didn't, and they probably would have banked, okay, if we don't do that, we'll make it far in Europa, which they didn't. So they're not making any money from Europe, which is severely denting their prospecting. What they put in for their those whatever you call them. What were they doing? Levers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Levers. We're pulling levers, Tommy. Yep. You don't get much for winning La Liga, and at this point, they might not even win it.
I'd gone so long without hearing the word lever again. I was so happy.
Can they even pull it?
How many more levers will be pulled this summer?
They'll find a way though. Yeah, no, couldn't have happened to a better team. But like, guys, there's no shock in this. I think we all knew.
Look, what I'm saying is, take away their Champions Leagues, give them to the teams that they beat in the finals. I think Tony would be happy. I would be happy. Tommy, you'd exist.
Pep would have no Champions Leagues. Yeah.
Oh. Well, catch an earful from City fans for that then. But yeah, it's definitely one to keep an eye on because the ramifications could. I don't expect it to be sorted out quickly, but the ramifications could be quite huge if they don't, slide a bit more money under the table. I'm just saying, if you hear Barcelona pull a lever but not sign a player,
with all this shit with Barcelona, how is this club going to exist in a few years? Like, they're falling apart. I just don't see it. Like any other club, like they're done. They're in liquidation. They're whatever. They're gone. But we'll see how Barcelona figures this out.
They'll figure it out. They'll get relegated and come back up.
Their brand name is too big to go under completely.
Yeah. It's just like Juve, right? Juve went under.
Yeah, we've had no updates on the further trials on Juventus's outfield struggles. So
no.
Damn.
No wonder they want it so bad.
All these Super League clubs.
Yeah.
They need the money.
Talk about desperation. Yeah.
I think that covers just about everything we had to talk about today. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Wow. Toss us the 5-star ratings, all that lovely stuff. Sorry, Tony, you were saying?
No. It's just
Tony just wants to add a little subscribe to his vocabulary. Yeah. Oh well, you're gonna like it because it's there.
I don't like it.
And we're not losing this. We're not losing this recording, so you're gonna hear it again. Okay?
Oh, we're not. Yeah, Tommy.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
yeah.
Now
Jesus Christ.
Now I'm nervous.
I'm worried now. Thank you for joining me, Tony. Thank you for joining me, Tony.
Pleasure as always, boys. Enjoyed the chat.
Tommy, for the love of God, save this recording. Make sure you do it right.
Yeah.
No comment. Okay.
No comment. Okay, that's concerning. Listeners, hopefully this episode comes out. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.